ranked Stonewall Jackson Generals and the number 4 Huntington East Highlanders. Video Memories again producing KVC football and the SSAC playoffs for the 1987 season. I'm Don Hill, and along with Steve Edwards, we'll be calling the shots tonight. Well, Steve, the steam coming off this cup of coffee that our viewers can't see symbolizes the cold here tonight. It is as frigid as can be, and the field, I've been on it, and it is as hard as I-64.
Well, that's for sure, Don. It's a real crisp night, as you well know, and the fans in the stands know. But this is playoff time. It's football weather, and we're in for a good treat tonight, I think.
I think so. There are some factors going into this game. Of course, the news is out. By the time the viewers see the replay, it'll be secondhand news that Charleston Mountain Lions did lose to the Brook Bruins by a very close 14-7 score up at Wheeling today, and our congratulations go out to Roger Jefferson's team on a fine season, and also our condolences for the loss. Now, in this one, the factors could be the status of the Stonewall Jackson team physically. That is one.
Well, the big thing about Stonewall right now is they have 4 people that are doubtful, and probably the most notably among those is Paul Wall, who is doubtful and won't play. Jeff Coles, the offensive back for Stonewall, probably will play, possibly. Mark Wright, he's out or doubtful, and Sean Cash is doubtful.
Well, I think the latest word is that Wall will line up. All the probables should play, but are they at 100%?
Well, that's right, and that makes a big difference. You know, you can line up and you can report for duty, but can you get the job done?
Absolutely right. With Stonewall healthy, they have 3 backs up around 800 yards, and that being Coles, John Jones, and Mark Wright. That's something that's hard to find in any high school program. They also have a quarterback, Ed Merrill, that's capable of probably leading the state if they have been primarily a passing team in touchdown passes. He's 34 for 60 on the year, right at 1,000 yards, 2 yards under it, 11 touchdowns, 10 of those to quick on mid-wit. So Stonewall at full strength, offensively and defensively, I'd say would be a hands-down favorite. I'll go out on a limb. But being reserved, they are not at 100%.
Right. Well, I agree with you. I agree.
We'll take time out for the national anthem and talk about the Huntington East Highlanders in just a moment. Stonewall Jackson High School Marching Band with a fine rendition of our national anthem. The Huntington East Highlanders, under head coach Bob Sang, check in with a 10-1 record. 10-1, a fine record. They're only lost to the tough Logan Wildcats down at Middleburg Island Stadium in approximately the middle of the season, Steve.
Well, go ahead, Don. I'm sorry.
I should stand up for the alma mater, but we won't since we're in the middle of the opening.
I'm not going to stand up.
Russ Parsons begged my pardon. Huntington East played in the Pioneer Athletic Conference. Now, for the fans that aren't familiar with Pioneer Athletic Conference, that's a new conference encompassing teams in Cabell and Mason County, Parkersburg South, and Jackson County, Ripley. Huntington East, if you can go down their season, they opened with a win over Tootie Carter's Man Hillbillies. Man was 6-4, down year for them. They lost their first 3. Huntington East being the opener, 28-14. Bob Sang's Highlanders then jumped on Milton, but only to the tune of 14-13. Milton finished 3-6 on the year. That's a Pioneer Athletic Conference team. Hurricane, fairly terrible season with 2-8 record. Huntington East defeated them 21-2. Ripley, that's a plus on their side. Ripley, of course, was trounced by Brook last week. They also played in that conference. They were 8-2, however, on the year. Huntington East thumped them to the tune of 34-14. Parkersburg's Big Reds had, in a down year for Buddy James, with a 6-4 record, had the Highlanders defeated, but let it slip away. They lost 18-13. Barbersville's Pirates won 3 games out of 10. The Highlanders defeated them 21-17. Logan upset them 13-3. Logan was 6-4, losing to East Bank, Bluefield, Princeton, and Barbersville. Parkersburg South was defeated 35-7. South had a bad year, 2-8. Point Pleasant was defeated 21-0. They won 3 games. Huntington High, 5-5, a good year for them, was defeated by 15-8 in a rivalry game. So you can throw that one out. Last week, East defeated Jefferson County, highly touted from the Eastern Panhandle, 8-2, 26-7. But what kind of conference did Jefferson play in? What I'm driving at, the Highlanders may win this football game, but are they as good as 10-1? How do you feel about records, Coach?
Well, I think you have to go by records a little bit, and let me say something in defense of the Highlanders, Huntington East. I think they deserve to be here naturally because they're 10-1. Anytime that you're 10-1, you have to have something going for you. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a whole lot of talent all the time, but it has to be a whole lot of talent some of the time and lucky some of the time. So what I think is that Huntington East deserves to be here, and they'll probably give a good account of themselves. And I want to tell you, I think KVC football is tough, and it's probably just as good as around in this state. And I agree with you that Stonewall should be a favorite, but I'm not necessarily going to throw in with you to.
There's the if they were at full strength.
to believe that they're going to annihilate Huntington.
Talent-wise, they feature a much heralded ballyhooed quarterback, Tom Zaban, and he is a good one. He's a fine athlete.
He's a dandy one.
6'3", 200. Listen to these stats: 111 attempts, 241 yards, or in 241 attempts, 111 completions. Pardon me. Nearly 1,800 yards, 14 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. But on the career down there, 3,213 yards in 2 years, 25 TD passes. He has some quick people. He has a 6'3" junior tight end and Kurt Nethercutt, who has 35 receptions. Richie Strode, co-captain, 37 receptions, 571 yards. He has 2 fine split ends, Sean Harmon and Andy Bowen, who caught a bomb to really set Jefferson on their ear. He has 5 touchdown catches in only 10 receptions. The running game is suspect, however. Eric Clausen moved into the starting lineup, 6'2", 180, a sophomore, and it's tough for a 10th grader when you get this far. Brian Hutchinson, 5'8", 150, a junior, has done most of the running tailback, has good numbers, but who were the numbers against? We'll find out.
Well, I think you're right. I think Huntington East is suspect right now, and as far as Stonewall is concerned. Now,
defensively, East will come after you, though. They don't have blazing speed, but they swarm with the football.
I saw him play early in the season in the scrimmage game here at Lately Field, and they are impressive. I was impressed with Zaban at the quarterback, and I was thoroughly impressed with their overall enthusiasm. They're well coached. Bob Singh does a great job with them, and the rest of the coaching staff there, and so I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a good ball game. Well, it's a semifinal.
It certainly should be a good one. Stonewall Jackson, number 1, against Huntington East, number 4. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment.
There are few things in life that are more painful and annoying than back pain. There is treatment, however, for back pain that is effective. Michael Conderas has a downtown chiropractic clinic that specializes in musculoskeletal and neuromuscular conditions of the spine. Most insurances accept payment for chiropractic care, including workers' compensation and Medicare. If you suffer from back pain, come in and receive treatment and put your back problems behind you. Call for an appointment at 342-3323. Michael Conderas at 110 Hale Street, downtown.
Boy, this is my favorite day. I get out of the house and get to ride in the canine cab and go see all my friends and maybe a cat. I'm going to get a bath and blow dried and even a free dip to get rid of all those fleas. Then I get a haircut by the only certified pet groomer in Charleston to keep my coat neat and trim. And if I'm good, I might get a new collar. We'll see you guys next month at Canine Coiffeurs, 422 West Washington, home of the Canine Cab. We are now featuring pet tattooing by Tattoo-A-Pet, world's largest pet registry.
Charleston Paint Center, Charleston's complete decorating center, featuring name brand wall coverings, custom-made draperies, world carpet, and famous Benjamin Moore paint. Ask for Mac, Roger, Norman, or Jean for their assistance in all of your decorating needs. We offer you more at Charleston Paint Center at 424 Virginia Street West at 5 Corners.
AAA playoff action on the cable. Video Memories Productions covering Don Hill and Steve Edwards here at Icebound Lately Field. You can't see it, but it's there, especially in the carpet. The #1 ranked and undefeated Stonewall Jackson Generals of Mo Townsend facing off against the veteran Bob Sang's Huntington East Highlanders. East, a fairly light team as high school teams go, and we'll run down their starting offensive lineup and give you an idea of some of the size. At center, number 56, Gould, Matt Gould, 215, 5'11". At one guard, John Orndorff, 6 feet tall, 190 pounds, a senior. Greg King starting for the injured Greg Reiner, who went down in the Jefferson first-round game. King, 5'11", 180, a senior. At the tackles, 75, Marty Downs, who also plays a linebacker inside. 5'10", 200, a senior. And Tim Blankenship at the other tackle, 6'2", 190, a senior. Kurt Nethercutt, 6'3", 205, a junior at the tight end. And Sean Harmon, a 6 foot tall, 170-pound senior at the split end. Tommy Zaban, the man that most people came to see, number 13, 6'3", 200, a bona fide blue chip prospect. Steve, the Stonewall Jackson Generals have done a bit of shuffling in the defensive lineup. If it holds true, we were given the information that Robbie Warren, who had a fine second half, number 85, will start at the defensive end position. The rest of the defensive front will be Sean Cash, number 81, still nursing the tendonitis in the leg. Kurt Lanham, 65, at a down tackle, 6 feet, 205, a senior. And tough, ever-improving Garrett Wilson, 5'9", 230, a junior, 77 at the down tackle. At linebacker, they were given the starting pair of Dante Hamilton, of course, the hitter, number 40 inside, and Scott Burgess, 5'11", 190, a junior, but we definitely look for Ed Merrill. Outside, John Jones, again filling in for Jeff Coles. John has started off and on there all year, even when Jeff was healthy earlier. Jeff Coles will, in all probability, not see action. It'll be a definite surprise if so. Gary Hampton, steady junior at the outside LB. Ken Smedley moves into the starting defensive secondary, number 88. He's played there periodically. 180-pound junior. Ahmed Witten, number 7 at the safety, and Eric Strotter, the senior, number 20 at the safety. East will kick off, and Stonewall receiving to the eastern end of Lately. Mark Wright and John Jones will start at the setbacks, and that's the deep tandem. We're underway. Semifinal action. The winner goes to the Super 6 Bowl. This is Jones trying to turn it. Well, there is a example of what we were afraid of as John Jones had the corner. John Jones doesn't fall down very often, as you saw when he tiptoed against Wheeling Park for a touchdown.
Right.
And looked like he had it open and went down and around the 28-yard line. That turf is hard, extremely hard. It did seem to have a bit of a grab as you walked on it. It wasn't slick, but there may be some slick spots apparently on that play. There were. General set it up against the 5. Second man through. That's right.
Number 52 and number 80, Rooker makes the tackle, or in on the tackle. Huntington East is playing a regular 50 defense right now. It's an odd man front, 2 inside linebackers, and the monster goes to the strength of the formation, it looks like.
Troy Rooker is 6'5", 205, a gangly junior. Saw some tapes of him. He looked bad. Saw some tapes of him. He looked good.
I think 35 will be the monster for East.
2nd and 8. Merrill tries to cut it up. A tough couple yards as East plays the option keeper very well. Orndorff makes the stop from the linebacker, number 71. Stonewall, of course, with their normal starting line of Philip Ornock, 62, the senior at center, Bobby Holland, 66, and Kurt Lanham at the guards, 66 and 65. 70, Paul Wall, nursing an injured back, but lining up anyway at right offensive tackle. Big Travis Brown, 75 at the left offensive tackle. Sean Cash at tight end. Ahmed Witten, 7th split end. Strotter and Hamilton alternate at the slot. Jones and Wright are the running backs. On 3rd down, Mark Wright brought down.
Nice play.
So Huntington East,
Thomas,
and also Rooker, shutting down the Generals veer early. Sets up a 4th down and around 3, a long 3, let's call it 4, at the Stonewall 34 and a half. Eddie Merrill takes a snap from John Radcliffe, pops this one up. Taking it to 40 and brought down immediately.
Wow, that's pretty risky.
Yes, it was.
But he feathered it in there.
Armin, number 10. Burgess was down to lead the charge for Stonewall.
Well, it'll be interesting now to see what Ziban can do with these Highlanders now. They're going to spread Stonewall defense or stretch it.
Line up in a split slot right, a split into the left side, testing the right side, and Sean Cash knifes in for the stop.
It's a draw play.
That was Brian Hutchison, 5'8", 150 junior, up around 860 yards and 157 carries. Their leading ball carrier. Give him 3.
Hamilton, Dante Hamilton and Cash in on the stop.
East gives you a lot of offensive looks. They have a sophomore fullback, Eric Clausen, 180-pounder, 6 foot tall, fronting Hutchison. Zaban, automatics on the sneak, gets nice yardage out to around the 48, bringing up a 3rd down and around 2.
Well, Stonewall will give you plenty of room in the middle. They'll spread the guards out and play an even front defense now. 44, 43, whatever.
They check in. They bring Hamilton out. Looks like they're going into a, well, let's see, a 50 with Scott Burgess on the nose. One inside linebacker, actually a 53 alignment. Merrill in the middle. Zaban keeping left, and beautiful play by John Jones.
Well, what Ziban should have done there is make that corner make a commitment up inside. Now, he should have turned that maybe, just hesitate a little bit inside on that.
Brian Hutchison actually gains of 1 yard, but they'll be around a yard and a half short of the 1st down. John Jones with that great speed.
But John Jones is not only a good, effective defensive player, but he's a good offensive player, too.
Averaging nearly 9.5 or 10 yards a carry in a reserve role, starting tonight and last week in the absence of Jeff Coles. 4th down. Saban, the punter. Well, that's Nethercutt. Nethercutt, the tight end. Ahmed Witten in trouble, trying to get outside.
If he gets there, now he's got some.
Looks like the footing may not be what the Speedy Generals need tonight to make those cuts, Steve.
Yep. Well, it's definitely the weather conditions in the favor of Huntington East. Well, in the respect that Stonewall has quick backs or fast backs, and it's a deterrent to Highlanders also simply because of the passing game.
Generals backed up at their own 16.
Oh.
Can't get any footing. Lost power downstairs. See there?
Number 31, John Jones, Gary.
It's going to hurt him.
Yeah, it's going to hurt. It'll help the pass, and the guys running the lost power downstairs out of our power source. It'll be tough, Stonewall.
Huh?
I thought, you know, it was solid. I thought they could get some traction.
We're down.
Yeah, man.
We're back. I can hear now.
Yeah, we have the audio. We'll continue. There's the picture
Yeah,
up.
we're in.
Stonewall Jackson looks like they may have the first down after losing several yards. We beg your indulgence. Power outage here at Lately Field. No fault of our own. No fault of Drew Summers, apparently. Just a fuse was blown downstairs in the power source.
Somewhere.
We apologize. The Generals lost a couple yards. Mark Wright ran once. Then they pick up the first down. You missed a couple plays that show the condition of the field. The backs are slipping. They can't make those quick cuts. The field definitely in the favor of East.
Outside veer.
Jones still struggling. And you can see they look like they are running on ice, Steve. Very tentative steps. As we said, we walked on that field. And the field appeared to have some grab to it, but it's icing up more and more.
Boy, he's a fine back, fine-looking back, Jones.
Not being able to use his long strides. Give Jones a pickup of 7. Second down and 3 for Stonewall Jackson. 6:40 in the first quarter. No score from Lately Field. SemiFinal.
Outside veer right.
Mark Wright takes a shot. Maybe gets one.
It's going to be close. About third down and a half, a yard to go. A third down and a half.
Got a little bit more than we thought. You're right. He's up near the first down marker. East has a 5'11", 180-pound nose guard, Greg King, a junior. 210-pound junior Jerry Thomas, a tough one at left tackle. Rick Blair, 5'10", 215, a senior at the other tackle. Big Troy Rooker, 6'5", 205, a junior at the left defensive end. And Scott Bumgardner, one of their harder hitters, 45, at the other defensive end or outside linebacker. Orndorff, 71, and Downs, a pair of 200-pounders inside. What they call their thumper, Richie Strode, one of their faster people, plays the monster. Secondary is Jason Dick, 6'1" senior, Sean Harmon, a speedster, number 10, and Brian Hutchison, the tailback at the other corner. Third and inches for the Generals. On 38, Merrill forces his way through. Actually, East line whipped them on that play, but Merrill with fine drive gets the first down.
Yeah, nice run by Merrill. Good effort. Picks up a first down. The ball rushing about the 40-yard line. Stonewall's own 40.
Drive started back at the 16. First play that you didn't get to see. Lost about 5 on a attempted pitch as Mark Wright got no traction at all trying to get outside. Of course, they're playing without quick, hard-running Jeff Coles. He may see action, but it's doubtful. Has a deep bruise at the back of the calf, down on the ankle area.
So that's an unbalanced
line. Pitch out. Mark Wright has some running room. Gets about 6. Running behind Paul Wall and company. They used that play against Brooke County in last year's state championship.
The Highlanders are playing their corner on the tight end side awfully wide. They must be concerned about Stonewall's speed. I think I would possibly move him inside here since the field the way it is. I don't think Stonewall's going to be able to cut the corner.
Steve, only 2 yards on that gain as Wright was unable to get under control. We thought he had around 5 or so, but he was out of bounds. Second and 8 is the call at the General 42. Temperature down well below freezing, around 24 degrees. Split slot to the left side. That's unbalanced to the left.
Yeah.
Give it off to Wright. He slips trying to make a cut.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere. East is playing it pretty tough up front.
Gets maybe 1.
I think Stonewall ought to look at their tight end straight down the middle there.
They've thrown a lot to Cash, I believe, last year, but he only has 1 touchdown reception on the year. Timeout on the field with the score. Stonewall, nothing. Huntington East, nothing. Jam attempts. Hit a tough one in the first quarter. 5:27 to play. 3rd and 8. Scored 0-0 against Huntington East. Merrill trying to keep, and they're all over him. Had the pitch man well covered, and three defenders on Merrill.
Now they're playing them pretty tough right
Yes,
now.
they are.
It's 4th down, 4th and long. They're going to have to give the ball up.
Playing the option to perfection. Eddie did manage to get it out to the 45. Field conditions apparently against the Generals here. That veer is predicated on the ability to cut, and they just can't do it thus far.
Uh-oh.
Football's dropped and raked in. Merrill got a fine kickoff.
Z-Band. No, I'm sorry, Harmon.
Harmon, number 10, dropped it and fell on it.
I'm trying to make Z-Band do everything. We
Penalty
tried to get him to punt and receive punts. Quarterback.
Well, they say he can do it all. Penalty flag's down. I don't know if it was. I believe the official was trying to mark the spot through the penalty flag instead of the beanbag.
Yeah. He probably made a mistake.
Well, Coach, what do you do if you can't get your veer to operate because you can't make the cut? You can't get outside.
You got to stick with the veer, buddy.
Okay.
You got to stick with it.
Well, let's see. Apparently, the penalty is going to be assessed.
Well, I see Coach Townsend John with the official there a little bit. Wonder what he had to say.
It's going against Stonewall, it looks like. Stonewall maintains the football.
What about that?
Fair catch.
He wasn't John official. He's telling him a good call.
Well, I think that it was he didn't get his arm up on the fair catch signal or something.
What do you know about that?
An unusual call. The Generals get a first down via the penalty. The football is at midfield. Something to do with the manner that number 10, Sean Harmon, gave the fair catch signal. Merrill drops back. Looking for Ahmed Witten. Ahmed skates around and brings it in at the 35. Med tried to plant those feet, and he was skidding around like Wayne Gretzky or somebody.
Yeah, he was wide open on that. A little curl inside. Harmon making the defensive play finally, but he had a lot of room inside, Don.
One of their favorite passes. Merrill rifles it in. First down at the 36 of East. Stonewall into Highlander territory. Only one loss by Huntington East. That means to Logan 13-3 on a dusty old football field. Jones has a hole. High steps it inside the 30. Fine blocking left side. Travis Brown and also Bobby Holland 66.
Yeah, that was a nice looking play. A little counter play with Jones coming back to the left side and high stepping for good yardage.
Steve, I watched several tapes on East, courtesy of the Stonewall Jackson coaching staff and Wayne Bennett at Logan. If they have a weak spot, it's the defensive right tackle. I don't mean that in a derogatory manner. There are just some people that I've seen that are better. And this is Jones, tries to put the move on, still on his feet, down to the 20, the 15, knocked out of bounds. Well, footing's better on that side.
Yeah,
Strode knocks John Jones out.
Well, the old thumper down there, he's looking for something. He's got a bad helmet on.
First and 10 on the 12.
Football just inside the 12. 3:30 in the first quarter. Generals on the move. John Jones put a fine move on. You know, also the slippery turf can affect the defender when he tries to break down when a guy fakes.
Unbalanced line right.
East in a 50, a tight 50. Big hole for Jones. Defensive tackle. I believe the fellow we just talked about, 64, Blair, got a hand on him, or he was off to the races.
Yeah, Blair made a nice play that time, and Downs did a good job stepping up inside.
They're playing the linebackers in and tough, apparently. Pickup of 4, 2nd and 6. Generals can get inside the 2 and have a first down. Strotter out to the right.
Quick pitch.
Mark Wright really
nice
whammed. Nice hit by the linebacker.
Downs made the initial stop, and then he's cleaned up in there by, I didn't catch the number, Orndorff.
Both linebackers, they surprise you. They're wearing tackle numbers, but they are fairly mobile. Short pickup. It sets up a 3rd down and 5 at the 7-yard line of Huntington East High School.
3rd down and 5.
Oh, John Orndorff leveled him, didn't he?
Brought the lick in. Hamilton's slotted left. Witten out wide left. Option to the left side. Merrill fights. Very close to that first down. Let's see where he gets a spot. He had to get inside the 2 for the first.
He's in there.
And let's see. 4th down. Well, they're going to measure. As we said, he could get inside the 2 to have the first down. Jones, the veer man, the dive man, was open also.
He sure was.
Merrill with fine running. It's going to be close. 4th and inches. Okay, Coach, what do you call?
Well, I go for it.
Well, of course, but do you have Merrill on the sneak?
Well, that's probably the safest thing to do, but I kind of like to give it to my backside. Option play or veer, give it to the dive back.
Big down. Late first quarter, 0-0. 4th down and inches for the Generals. East up in an 8. Merrill drives with the strength. He goes all the way in, and they give it to him. Eddie Merrill, tremendous drive. Eddie Merrill was hit at the line. All he needed was an inch or 2 and kept on his feet and took white-clad Highlanders into the end zone.
That's exactly what I'd have called.
A strong effort by a tough competitor. Their leader all year. Stonewall on top, 6-0. John East out of Merrill's hold. It's up and good. The Generals move from their own 16 to a 7-0 lead with 2:08 left in the first period of action. We'll break it and be back. Stonewall Jackson with the aid of an unusual call penalty on a punt to give them maintained possession in midfield, moves 84 yards in 12 plays with Eddie Merrill going over from the 2. In big trouble is the East return man. Stonewall looked like they had the football. Let's see if they called it dead. Roger Hines was headed for the goal line.
See, that was a bad call by the kid that from Huntington East. He wanted to do the right thing. Now, there was a possibility the ball would have gone out of bounds. It would have been a 5-yard penalty and Stonewall kick it over again. However, it did not. It took a funny bounce, stayed in bounds, put him in a bind.
Sure did. So the Highlanders deep in their own territory at the 10. Under 2 minutes, first quarter. Stonewall leads 7-0. Tommy Zaban has time, looks, and let's see if it's a catch. It's a good one. Close coverage over there on the wide out, and I think they called that a reception. Mark Wright closely covered Sean Harmon, but Harmon makes a dandy, skidding. Well, around a 5-yard pickup. One of the things concerning the Stonewall coaches, of course, any coach against a passing team, they need to get the pressure on tall, lanky, elusive Tommy Zaban. That time, he had the time. 2nd and 4. Zaban hits the tight end, Nethercutt, and there again is the field. He can't hold on as he skids.
Well, he had a little pressure on him that time, but I think the passing game is going to be there.
Steve, they deploy Kurt Nethercutt. He has around 35 receptions in an unusual manner sometimes. He'll line up, of course, a normal tight end position and run directly down the line of scrimmage towards the sidelines before making his cut. Been rather effective. 3rd down and a long 4 for East. Long count by Zaban. They're in the eye. We looked like we had motion. No call on the wide out. Fine protection. And it looks like it was thrown behind as Eddie Merrill over to help John Jones on the coverage.
Well, he's having problems getting the ball up right now, and he's not really cranked up, but he has excellent throwing motion, excellent form.
I saw him have a bad one in the Logan tape. He was throwing them up every place.
Well, one thing about the passing game, it can put you right back in right quick.
Very quick. 4th down. Zaban back inside his own 5 to kick it away. Penalty flag down, however. Let's see. It's against Stonewall. East will maintain the possession.
I think it's Nethercutt back there, isn't it? Nethercutt?
Nethercutt, you're right. Well, I'm like you. I want Zaban to do it all. That's what we read. But Kurt Nethercutt is the punter. Mark Wright exchanges helmets. A little repair.
I'll tell you one thing, it's getting kind of nippy.
Oh, yes. Inadvertent flag. Well, that's what we need, a delay in this cold.
Yeah, we need to move it, move it, move it.
Steve, I've got some Energizer batteries hooked to some electric socks up here in the crow's nest.
Yeah,
I'd hate to not have them on. They're still cold.
You got it made.
Another cut. Fine kick. Fair catch signal by Mark Wright at his own 47-yard line. The Generals will set it up and find position.
Yeah, have good field position. 54 seconds.
Again, conspicuous by his absence is Jeff Coles, but John Jones doing a great job filling in.
Is Coles dressed?
He dressed. Jeff told me he was going to try to go, but he didn't get many repetitions this week, and it's tough when you don't get to practice full speed.
You got that right.
Heard it on his first carry in the Charleston High game. A fine run. Deep bruise, back of the leg. Merrill a sneak, and he'll get you some yardage on that play.
Yeah, Cash and our boy 64, what's his name? Down. Blair.
Rick Blair.
Mixing it up a little bit.
Pick up a 4, second down and 6. Football in East Highlander territory at the 49. 20 seconds in this first quarter. Veer to the left. Hole was there, filled quickly as Jones is shut down after maybe one. Blair over again. You know,
Blair making a tackle.
It's unusual how a guy, I watched him in 3 tapes.
I tell you,
they
a little story about
wore
that.
him out. They literally wore him out. He was a blocking dummy, and now he's raining on Stonewall.
We did that one time when we played East Bank when I was coaching, and I'll tell you about it in a minute.
We'll take a break with the second quarter coming up. Stonewall 7, East nothing. Second quarter opening up here at Frosty Lately Field. Small crowd on hand for a semifinal game. Don Hill and Steve Edwards for Video Memories Productions. Generals leading 7-0, have a 3rd and 4 at the 48 of East. John Jones, watch out. It'll be rare if he's caught. John Jones, Eric Dickerson of the KVC, races in off the right side.
That's a little ride play. Fake to the dive back, give it to the second back through. Cross blocking on the line and touchdown.
I'll tell you something also about John Jones. John was at my place watching tapes last night, Friday night, along with some of the other Stonewall players. Second time I've had a chance to spend some time with John. A fine young man, very quiet demeanor, a very serious-minded football player, and only a junior. Yanis kicks the second through, and the Stonewall Jackson Generals give you an indication of why they're the defending state champs. Jones goes 48 yards. It's 14-0 SJ. We'll be back. Steve, we have frosty weather here at Lately Field, but lightning just struck at the person of John Jones.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. He's a fine back. In the last 3 or 4 or 5 games, he's gotten a lot of playing time, and he's responded real well.
Number 8,
Yanis gets it down to maybe the 12. Taken there by Harmon and quickly ridden down by Brian Walker. Brian Walker, one of Stonewall's wrestlers, been out of action maybe 3 weeks. Finally back in after sustaining an injury I believe at the Hoover game. Excellent special teams play. And they've missed him on those special teams. Also one of their fine wedge busters on the special teams, Jerry Ross, out for the season with a cracked rib. 1st and 10 Highlanders. We can look for Zaban to put it up. They're at their own 28 on the draw. Nothing doing. Generals read it perfectly.
Walker in on the initial hit, I think.
John Hughes, ball carrier.
Cash, 81.
I'm sorry, Kurt Lanham.
Dave Hamilton along with number 81, John Cash.
Short pickup. Well, Bob saying trying to get Stonewall to play it a little bit honest.
Well, they're at a distinct disadvantage. 14 down, cold, slick field. Stonewall knows they've got to put it up to get back in the ball game, right?
Right. Strode split out left. Harmon flanked right. Zaban changes the play at the line. Has the time going on the deep fly, and Ahmed Whitten over to break it up. That was a possibly catchable ball, and that was the fellow number 36, Andy Bowen. Bowen was the man that put it on Jefferson County on the third play last week on that exact play, a 75-yard or a 60-yard bomb from Zaban.
Well, as you can see, Zaban can throw the football. That was just about as tight as Sparrow, and well-played pass, well-thrown pass that I've seen this year.
Ahmed Whitten over to make one of his patented stops from the center field free safety position. Roger Hines back in at defensive end, number 9 for SJ. Third down, flag is down, however, football is loose as John Jones blitzed from the outside and separated Zaban from the ball.
Oh, they're in big trouble.
Flag goes against the Highlanders, I believe.
Yep, Stonewall's going to decline the penalty and take the ball right there. It's going to be 4th down and long.
A lot of football left to be played. 10:38 exactly in this first half. Stonewall up by 14. Touchdowns by Merrill from 2 and Jones from 48. 4th down and a bundle. Nethercutt back at his own 5. Mild rush by the Generals. Kurt Nethercutt, nice kick.
Good
down
kick.
in the direction of Mark Wright. Wall is set, and Wright runs into Hines. Gets down to maybe the 48. The East coach is wanting the clip down there, but he got in front of him.
Yeah.
You can hear him all the way over here.
Yeah, we can hear that.
Yeah. I watched specifically that Wall, and number 35 was hit, but the fellow got his head in front.
Now, Donald.
But you know how it warps your perspective if you're trailing, Steve. That's what's happened to those guys.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a bad angle. First down for the Generals again in East Territory. Strutter flanked wide left. On the crossbuck counter, mid head up, Mark Wright, he'll lose a couple.
Mr. King makes the tackle. Greg King, 5'11", 180-pound junior.
A starter tonight in the absence of Greg Reiner. Normally plays there. They shuffled it around. Reiner suffered a tough leg injury, a torn cartilage, severely torn against Jefferson late in the ball game last week. 2nd and 12. Ball back to midfield. You know, Steve, we can't cheer quite vehemently for the home team if Stonewall wins this one against Brook, because possibly we'll be airing the tape over the wheeling station.
Yeah.
We'll cheer a little bit anyway. Timeout on the field. 9:22 in this first half of action. Stonewall 14, Huntington East nothing. Stonewall in a unbalanced line with a split slot left.
Oh, nothing
Getting
there.
that power slot, Mark Wright is racked up. No, not much blocking. There's the man, Rick Blair. 64.
Rick Blair, buddy. And that's not a Ric Flair either.
They may have changed jerseys tonight, Coach. Rick Blair, a terror for Huntington East in the early going.
Well, don't ever say that about anybody. I tell you, because I did the same thing one time. I was going to tell you that story. Well, we watched film on a boy playing for East Bank, and it was the worst tackle I ever saw in my life. And I told the guys that. I said, we need something, we'll run right there. Well, he ate us up the whole game. He lived in our backfield.
You never know. Joe Hartney told me never underestimate your opponent. And 3rd down, Merrill looking to throw long, takes a shot, and football's tipped and caught. Tipped and caught.
Ahmed Whitten, buddy.
Strotter got a hand on it. I don't know if that's legal or not. We do have a penalty back upfield at the 45.
Sure, it's legal. Certainly.
I believe this is going against Stonewall back upfield.
Why is that?
Let's see.
No.
The flag was thrown very early.
You can't wipe a play out like that.
I don't know what the guy called. How could he call offensive interference when the ball wasn't even thrown yet?
I don't know. They can call anything they want.
Eddie Merrill threw the ball from back at the 40. The flag's thrown 15 yards away.
Yeah, Coach Townsend's going to get on somebody. Ineligible receiver downfield. And Coach Townsend is going berserk.
How could this guy call this back down the field? It looks like the linesman's job. Unless he runs into this guy.
Well, I don't really know.
I don't know either.
Those zebras can do anything they want.
I guess so. And we're down again.
We're down.
We're down. Okay.
Your feet's hitting it.
Still a little technical difficulty as Sasquatch, the cameraman over there, disconnected the plug. We do better work than this, people, believe me. 4th down and 17. Stonewall loses a lot of yardage in the first down, and they'll kick it away. Ineligible receiver.
Uh-oh, he's got some.
Watch out, Harmon.
He's got some going.
Harmon still running. Brought down from behind inside the general 35. Special team coverage breaks down. Ridden down from behind by Brian Walker, and he's up limping.
Well, what do you know?
Well, that's how the complexion can change. 8:07 first half. Well, that was Kenny Smedley who makes that stop. He's hurt a bit. So the Generals' defense will be tested. Fine return by Harmon. Nobody over there for Stonewall Jackson to fill that outside lane. 1st and 10 East. Mark it at the 34. Long count by Zaban. Go with the tailback. Hutchinson.
Oh, nothing there.
Took a shot.
Linebacker stuffed that one.
I didn't think they could run against Stonewall. They may the rest of the game, but the backs are not really that impressive.
Hutchinson.
Only a 150-pound junior. They also play Sean Hughes, 155-pound sophomore at the tailback. We have yet to see him.
Dante Hamilton making the tackle.
Hines also knifed in to help Garrett Wilson. 2nd down and 9. Zaban, play action fake, flag down, early flag. Zaban has running room, but he's
got a
going
man
to the
open.
air, and Strider gets a hand up in front of Richie Strode.
Split end was in, he jumped off sides.
Flag on the play.
Strode had the lead on Strider, but apparently Eric got a hand up.
Yeah, a little illegal motion against the Highlanders. That'll hurt you.
Well, it could be 3rd and 8 or 3rd and a long 8, and they don't take the play, or they do take the play. If we took the penalty, we'd have a 2nd down at around 14. Big down for Huntington East. They need to get something on the board desperately. Down by 2 TDs. Strode out wide right, and the quick man, Bowen, flanked to the bottom on the left side. Play action again. No rush. Zaban all day long has it complete short of the first down.
I don't know. It's close.
See. It's close, Steve. He may have it. We have a slight angle. It's hard to tell. Strode.
You give that kid time, and Stonewall's in for a long night.
He has too much time. They check in Robbie Warren to apply some pressure from the outside.
Well, he definitely can serve that and throw the ball. He can deliver.
Didn't think he had it, but it may be. Fourth down and around 2 inches. We've seen this one before. Generals check in 61. Scott Burgess set up a semi-goal line situation. They don't have their goal line defense in, however. Probably line up in a 5, but the LB's tight.
Puck's running.
6:50 in the half. Zaban behind center. Takes his time. Audibles. Long count. And should be the first down off the right side for a couple. Brian Hutchison.
Brian Hutchison with the ball.
First down, Huntington East. Well, Mo told me over at Cabell Field in their beautiful Cabell complex earlier in the week that he felt that the special teams had to really perform. They did on 1 or 2 plays, and the punt coverage was not there. Got East down to the 34. They've advanced, and 5 plays to to a first down at the 23 of Stonewall Jackson. Split slot to the right, a split out into the left. In the eye, Zaban rolls. Had some pressure, got the underneath man.
Wow, get out of my way, boy.
Sophomore fullback Clausen shows why he's playing. 180-pounder thunders down to the 8. Give you a pro passing look, don't they, Coach?
Yes, sir, buddy. He's tough. Why run the ball? I just run draws and a dive every now and then. Let him throw.
Saw Louis Nacita against when he's coaching New Martinsville run the ball one time in the second half of the state championship game and throw 51 passes in the entire game.
There's nothing wrong with it.
He lost though 13-7 the Ravens. First and goal at the 9. Same offensive deployment for Huntington East. Give it to the F-back. Clausen shows fine balance, gets maybe to the 5.
You see, all at once it looked like East was completely out of it. Now if they get this touchdown, it's back in the ball game.
Absolutely. Stonewall needs to get the ball because East will not come up empty-handed unless they block a field goal. Because Zaban is also deadly. And he's within easy range. Of course, they want the 6.
Oh, they need the 6.
Single back set. Wideouts all over the field. Zaban looks for the man out of the backfield. And Clausen loses the football.
That's an incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass. I don't know, Coach. Was it an incomplete pass?
Oh, yeah. He never had control.
A big hit. I believe John Jones or Ed Merrill put the lick on.
John Jones played it perfectly. They were lined up with 2 wideouts out here, and the 2 wideouts were supposed to clear out the zone, slipped a man out of the backfield into the zone that was vacated by the 2 wideouts. Jones turned the man loose and played it perfectly.
Third and goal at the 5. Timeout for Stonewall Jackson. Time in for our sponsors. You ever want to see in high school ball? Maybe Jeff Schweitzer was a little stronger, a little more elusive, but he couldn't throw the deep one like this fella. Deep drop, pressure, and caught on the far sideline.
Wow.
Nice concentration as Mark Wright went up for the football for the interception, and 35 Strode brings it in for a first down at the General 28. Still 1:55 remaining. Stonewall reeling in the second quarter after going up by 2.
Did a good job by getting out of bounds there, too. I don't think he intentionally did that by a thoughtful, heady play. I think it just happened that way. But nevertheless, it was a great catch, great throw. He was well covered, and he did a good job getting out of bounds to stop the clock. 1:54.
Football at the 29. Zaban, Stonewall blitzing, across the middle, and open and still on his feet is Strode.
Hey, Strode is all right.
Took the shot from Witten, but fights his way down inside the 20 to around the 16.
We got us a ball game,
Yes,
brother.
we do, Coach. General has brought the blitz. I believe Merrill came. Highlander's picking it up.
One thing about blitzing a good quarterback like that, I mean, you're really leaving yourself, your defensive people vulnerable for the big play.
1:35, clock turning.
Double coverage on the wide out.
Zaban looking, has all day, and throws
it away. He threw it away. Smart play. He had some more time.
Mark Wright and Jones back in the deep coverage. Also Witten and Merrill dropping off.
Now is when you run a little bit of draw right here. You got 1 minute and 27 seconds, second down. Stonewall's playing loose defense now. Plenty of people back. You run a little, well, maybe a quarterback draw here.
I like the back out of the backfield.
Well, that's not bad either, but you look and see what about the draw here.
2 wideouts this time. Stonewall way back. Movement, no call in the east backfield. Zaban that has the man, and he didn't keep his eye on it. Had the pass complete to Eric Clausen, 6'2", 180 sophomore, down around the 10. Couldn't hang on.
Well, he took a good hit there, too.
Merrill or Wright. I didn't catch the tackle.
Right.
Mark Wright will definitely jar you a bit. AAA semifinals. The winner gets the Brook Bruins here next Saturday afternoon at 12 p.m. for the state championship. Zaban, all receivers out, has time, goes deep in the corner. Mark Wright on the coverage, and it's overthrown out of bounds. Nice coverage by Mark Wright. The quick man, Andy Bowen, running the deep corner. And we may be, Tommy Zaban down, lacing up the kicking shoe.
Is he that good a kicker?
We'll find out. He's 33 out of 34 on PATs. They don't have any stats on his kicking, however. Have an angle from the right. It'll be a kick of around, let's see, they mark it at the 17, with the football resting at the 17. Yeah, 32-yard, 34-yard attempt. Snaps
Nice
there,
snap.
and it looks good. It looks dead good. Tommy Zaban puts it through from 34 yards.
Buddy, you don't want to count those Highlanders out.
14-9, anybody's ball game at this point.
Anyone's game right
1-11
now.
in the half. We'll be back. So Huntington East moves it down. Stonewall dodges the touchdown, but East gets a half of one. Zaban, 34-yard field goal. Stonewall with a 5-point lead. They were up by 14-0. It's now 14-9.
Well, you wonder here whether. Well, I thought maybe they might try to onside kick, but no, they didn't.
Mark
Wright got the ball.
That is 30.
He's
Has
got
a
a little
crease.
room.
Mark Wright.
He's got a little room.
Still running. Fine return down to the 44. Stonewall will have a minute to get something across the goal line.
Yeah, Yon East, now they can't afford it. East can't afford to play too loose right here because they could get in field goal range and Yon East will kick it.
Let's see if Mo will wing it out at this point. 101. 14-9. Stonewall gets it to the 44. Mark Wright, a 34-yard return for the Generals. Double wideouts.
Yeah, right.
Merrill looking to throw on the run underneath, and it ducked on him a bit, Coach.
Yes, it did. Poorly thrown ball, but
going for Sean Cash, a tight end.
That's a tough pass to throw for the quarterback going left and throwing off the right foot.
And he had a hand in his face. Well, Eddie's been bothered by swollen elbow this week. He's received some medical attention. It may be hampering him. 50 seconds remaining. Second down and 10. East not loosening up too much.
No, they're playing them pretty tough.
Rolling pocket, Merrill. Gonna go down.
He's in trouble, big
Loses
trouble.
the football.
He's in big trouble.
Huntington East has it.
They didn't run any time off the clock. They just now started it. That whole play took 2 seconds. Believe me, it took 2 seconds. Well, that's the way it goes. Well, the Highlanders have the ball now, and Z-Ban is back in business. Now the clock started again. Clock's running, 40 seconds, 39 and running. Z-Ban, you better get the play off.
Taking his time down there.
Evidently, he doesn't think the clock's running.
Still believe East has some extra time. They complete it to Strode on the slant end down to the 43.
I see he let the clock run too much there. They started the clock as soon as he marked it ready for play. They started the clock.
Steve, that play took at least a good 6 seconds, but they only marked off 2. Then they started it. So I would think.
I don't know what's going on.
I would think that they owe Stonewall some time, and it's turning. 18 seconds left. So Zaban fades, fires long, right in coverage.
Can that boy throw the ball?
And Mark Wright with a fine defensive play. All alone on the sidelines and no man's land with the wide out Strode, or Bowen, 36.
Yeah, take that same play and run him inside on that. Isolate him out there by himself and throw the slant.
West Virginia University 7, Syracuse 0.
Oh, West Virginia 7.
11 seconds to play in this half, and it's been a fine one. East at the 43, but with Zaban's arm, it's a lot closer than that. Movement, and they called it. Roger Hines puts a lick on Zaban.
Boy, can he throw
And
the
a
ball.
great catch. Mark Wright, you can't cover a fellow any better than Mark Wright, but Strode makes the catch at the 30. Well, Mark taking a lot of bumps on defense.
Flag on the play.
I believe there was movement in the East offensive deployment. Clock down to 3 seconds.
I don't know too much about this game, but that kid is a quarterback, son. I'm telling you now, he can throw the football.
He looks good, and he's getting protection. And his receivers are playing above what I've seen them in the other games.
Now, he's definitely a blue chipper. If he can't play college ball, I don't know who can.
Generals drop a lot of people back.
That's
Time
halftime.
runs out.
They let it run,
And
son.
an exciting first half. Stonewall Jackson's #1 Generals hard pressed
Look,
with a 14-9
now the
lead.
Zebras are all confused. They're going to have to.
Well,
What's he going to do?
I don't know.
Get the players back.
These guys have called an unusual first half. I'm not saying it was a bad one, but
Well, I am.
strange calls.
I
okay?
can say it.
Fine.
I can say it. Officials let it get out of control.
Well, they let the clock. You caught it. 6 seconds.
Timeout. Called by the offense.
I don't know about these guys.
Well, we'll keep it here and talk a
Whatever.
little bit.
I guess I can say what I want. We're paying, right?
Yeah, they're going to put two or 3 seconds back on the clock. Well, they should take it back off because they took them away from Stonewall back with the 50-second situation.
Yeah, it's not too good.
Yeah. Eddie Merrill scrambled around for at least 6 or 7 seconds, and the play took 2.
Well,
Is the official time kept on the field?
I don't know. I bet you he's going to air it out right here.
Oh, yeah. I'll take some of that. I guarantee you that. Tommy Zaban, 1,794 yards this year, 111 completions, 241 attempts, 3,213 yards, 25 TDs at Huntington East in his career.
Well, he's only got one wide out.
Power eye for
Power
him.
eye.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, he might do a little bootleg here, and he may just run it out.
Put 3 seconds back on the clock.
Yep.
Zaban falls.
Whatever.
Let's wait now. The half is
I don't know
over.
why Stonewall would be booing. I'd be glad.
First half's over. Huntington East with a fine comeback. They trail the Generals 14-9.
I'm going down.
Second half kickoff coming up at Frosty Lately Field as the defending AAA state champions, the Stonewall Jackson Generals, clinging to a narrow 14-9 lead over the Huntington East Highlanders. Scoring the first half, Stonewall went ahead with 2:03 to play in the first quarter. Eddie Merrill on a 2-yard sneak. Jan East added the first of his 2 extra points. Generals upped it to 14-0 on the first play of the second quarter as John Jones broke off the right side and raced 48 yards for a score. East fought back as Kurt Nethercutt took a 7-yard pass from Zaban with 4:28 to play in the half. And an East drive late in the half resulted in a 34-yard field goal by Tommy Zaban. Well, we want to welcome former Stonewall Jackson All-Stater, Hunt Award winner, former Atlanta Falcon Ron McCartney back in town to the booth. He's going to give us some third-person commentary to help Coach Steve Edwards and I during the half. Kick comes down. It's fumbled deep by Harmon, fighting for running room. And John East, the soccer player, brings him down. And we have a late hit apparently against
I think
Stonewall.
it's a face mask.
Well, you have to attribute some of those missed tackles to those icy conditions on the field.
He got a nice block that sprung him loose for that extra yardage.
So East appeared to be in trouble, and they'll have a first down up around the 40. Well, Ron, you got in late from Lexington watching the Tennessee Volunteers play the Kentucky Wildcats. You saw a little bit of the second half. What are your first impressions of Tommy Zaban?
He's a great quarterback. He looks to me like a pure college passer. He gets the ball up quick. He looks the field over, stands in the pocket. and does a good job of throwing the ball on the line. To me, he looks like the most impressive college prospect out there tonight.
Well, a lot of people think so. First down for Huntington East at the 41-yard line. They go on the ground this time. Nice hole over the left side. One of their more successful running plays, Brian Hutchison, 150-pound junior, carves out about 8.
I think somebody started a fire somewhere in the bleachers. I smell wood burning.
Well, there's no wood in the bleachers. Maybe the batteries on these electric socks of mine.
Yeah, it could be. Z-Band show right now. Second down and short.
2nd and 3 for the Highlanders at the 49-yard line. Generals up in the 44. Divide set, split left, Bowen, and a wide out to the right.
What do you know about that?
Well, the referees have definitely been calling them unusual and close, and it looks like another call. Somebody lines up off sides for the Highlanders.
He must have a better angle than I got. I sure didn't see anyone lined up in the neutral zone. However, he's got a better look than I do. Still first down, or second down. These officials got me matched up.
It's been an unusually called game. 2nd down and 8, Huntington East. Divide sets. Towson and Hutchison, the running backs. The band, short drop, pump fake. Plenty of time. Rifles it in.
He puts it in there, buddy.
Lays it in to Richie Strode.
Wow.
Good catch. The quarterback set up that play, Don, by just sitting there pump faking twice. He had 3 Stonewall defenders around him, but on a wet, icy field like this, the advantage always goes to the offensive receiver, knowing where he's going to run his pattern. And Javan just waited for him to work his way open and completed the pass across the middle.
Well, the icy conditions prevented Strode from making more yardage on that. First down at the 39. Well, my thoughts at halftime were that the Generals are going to have to outscore them. Apparently, they can't stop Zaban at this point. Screen to the right side, has the blocking. And nicely played out there by 83 Gary Hampton. 3 blockers on Hampton. He splits it, makes the play.
Well, actually, the back didn't do anything to help to set up the block. He did have some room to run, and if you have to knock everyone down, I've been a firm believer of that all my life. If you have to knock everyone down, you don't need a great back to carry the football. Right, Ronnie?
That's for sure. A lot of players in the NFL made a living by making folks miss them instead of having knocking them out of the way.
2nd down and 5. At the 35-yard line of Stonewall Jackson. Split slot left side. Quick give off to the fullback. He's whammed by Dante Hamilton after a pickup of maybe 2 or 3. Clausen, 6'2", 180, a sophomore, inside running. Give him 2.
It'll be 3rd and short.
And an injured General on the play.
He earned every bit of those 2 yards. Dante Hamilton really stepped up there in the hole and put a hit on him, knocked him backwards.
Yeah, Hamilton will sure do that to you.
Well, Hamilton, Ron, if you'll remember, was a fellow that played the outside linebacker in the game against Brooke last year and kept the containment so very well. That's Kurt Lanham coming off to your regular guard, and this year playing the down defensive tackle, shaking up a bit.
He's a tough nut, too, Kurt Lanham is.
Big 3rd down coming up.
What do you look for here? A little bootleg?
Stonewall sets up in a 5-man front. Scott Burgess at the nose. Travis Brown in at left tackle. Linebackers playing it tough.
Isolation.
And in second effort, should have it for Brian Hutchison.
He ducked under.
Put his head down and got in there. Gentlemen, this isn't the same Huntington East team that I watched all week, so those videotapes don't tell the tale.
I don't like to say I told you so.
If they came out here with a fire lit underneath them the second half, they're just taking the ball and driving right down the field.
Split rights and a wide out to the left. Give it to Clausen. He's hit hard. Eddie Merrill, inside linebacker. First man to hit him, Roger Hines, in on the stop also from the defensive end. And also Robbie Warren, 85.
Number 9, Roger Hines.
That's a little quick fullback trap. Reverse pivot.
Give Clausen 2. 2nd down and 8. Football at the 27 of the Generals. They lead at 14-9, 8:35 in this 3rd quarter. Zaban, automatics. In the pro set I. Tight end to the left.
Well, I think he checked off. He's going to hit a fly pattern.
Straight back drop. Zaban gets it away to Hutchinson, and he's short of the first down at the 20. Zaban takes the shot, but gets it away at the same time. Stonewall brought the outside linebacker.
Knocked down by number 88, Ken Smedley.
He audibled off and dumped the ball out there in the flat. Don, running back, give him credit. He made the outside linebacker miss him. Stepped up and made a nice gain on the play.
General's very frustrated. They've been right in his face several times and have put the lick on him, but just Zaban with his quick reflexes always seem to get it away at the last second.
Hey, that's what they call quick release, and he'll stay in there to the last moment.
3rd and 2, Huntington East at the 20. Zaban goes through the middle of that 4, has the first down at the 16. Tommy Zaban leading the way.
He's got good feet, doesn't he, Ronnie?
He sure does. I lined up and watched him kick that field goal here at the end of the first half because he saw tickets during the break or what?
Yep.
Kicks, he runs, he throws. He really looks like a super athlete.
Well, I was talking to Eddie Elmore down there a while ago, right before the game, and he says he's a good baseball player, too.
Same offensive set. First down East at the 16. Striving to take the lead. Stonewall showing blitz. And it works this time as Hutchinson's met. They brought Eddie Merrill from the inside. Hines plays it tough, number 9. An assist on the stop also with Dante Hamilton.
I'll tell you one thing right now, if looking at that play, they brought everyone there. The bootleg was there. If he gives them a little misdirection and gets outside or breaks contain and puts the receiver one-on-one with the defender, it's all over.
East lead blocker, the fullback, sophomore Clausen, really took the shot from probably the blitzer. He's down momentarily on the field. Sean Cash checks back in. And Sean's defense, he's been plagued by injuries this year and really hasn't performed up to par physically, mainly. A bulwark in their state championship team last year. The winner will face off against the ever-tough Brook Bruins here at Lately Field on Saturday afternoon at 12 p.m. Clausen really took the shot. And we'll take a break for these commercial messages and be back with Stonewall leading 14-9. Stellar sophomore fullback Eric Clausen. He's carried off the field, was hurt leading the blocking on that play. East will line it up, 2nd down and 13. Back at the 19. Zaban, formation to the right, rolls right, back out of the backfield. Hutchinson has the football all the way down to the general 10.
It's just inside the 10. Well, I guess it is right on the 10. That was a nicely thrown ball and a nice roll, half roll, and the receiver wide open.
They flooded the zone over there. Sean Cash coming out again, having a tough time lining up. Well, we mentioned that Stonewall was banged up before the game. Several of the guys playing hurt. 3rd down and 5. They mark it at the 11-yard line of the Generals. One back offensive set. Zaban eludes a rush and throws to a non-existent receiver. Hutchinson ran into John Jones, a linebacker from the outside, down around the 5. Inadvertent contact, and the pass goes incomplete. 4th down coming up. We'll look at Tommy Zaban's toe again. Well, if you'll notice, Huntington East has had the football during the last approximately 14 minutes of action. The Generals' offense has been kept off the field. It'll be a field goal attempt of approximately 28 yards by Zaban.
Nice snap.
Slight angle to the right, kicks up. Call it good. Margins narrowed. 14 for the Generals and 12 for Huntington East. 6:32 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll break it and be back. Steve, Stonewall has actually dodged the bullets to a degree. Huntington East getting down in there close, having to settle for 6 points instead of possibly 12 or 14.
Well, momentum has certainly changed. What started off to be in the 1st quarter to be all Stonewall has suddenly become all Huntington East. The crowd from Stonewall Jackson right now is trying to get back into the ballgame and steal it from Huntington East. What do you think, Ron?
Well, the Stonewall crowd's trying to get the Generals fired up here. They're about to lose the momentum in the football game. Crucial time right now. They need to take the ball and control it for a while and give that defense a rest because they've been out there for a long time.
Nethercutt approaches the football. Mark Wright gets a handle finally at his 12, trying to get around the right side. Gets a block from Witten and struggles up to maybe the 24. Tough running by Mark Wright. A couple Stonewall players down back upfield.
Andy Bowen on the stop.
Yeah, Andy Bowen holding on for dear
A
life.
lot of people trying to plant and set up blocks, and they're just slipping and falling down.
Right, the field is as hard as I-64. It's terrible that these conditions prevail. It's certainly negated a lot of Stonewall's veer offense.
Just think what it would be if we didn't have Lately Field.
Yeah, it would really be negated. First down for the Generals, running the veer. Mark Wright puts his head down and gets short yardage out to the 28.
Jason 6,
Sean Harmon, one of the tacklers.
Oh, Sean's been on a lot of plays tonight, hasn't he?
Tough little defensive cornerback and a fine receiver. 6 feet tall, 170, a senior. Clock turning, 5:50 in the third quarter. Hamilton out wide left. Go off the left side with right, not much.
Orendorff did a good job that time. Stayed about a yard and a half, a step behind the ball carrier that time. Slid down the line of scrimmage and made the tackle.
Brings up third and a short 5. Have to get nearly to the 35 for the first down. Football rested just across the 30. Eric Strotter hustles in with the play from Coach Mo Townsend sideline.
You don't see too many linebackers with 71 and 75, do you?
No, you don't. Shades of Sam Huff. Double tight end set. They lead it with John Jones. Jones power running across the 35.
Big first down.
Big John Jones, the junior, averaging nearly 10 yards a carry on the season. Stats coming into the football game, 72 carries, 699 yards. Not bad for a reserve.
Not bad for a starter, but in a lot of places.
He is a starter now with Jeff Coles not being able to participate with that leg injury. Generals get the first down. They're at their own 37. East had 12 men on the field. So Stonewall gets a free one. Jones showing that Eric Dickerson-like running. He's a strong one. Some people think that he'll be a blue chipper next year.
Well, I'm not so sure he's not a blue chipper now.
East on defense appears that they're just doing Stonewall to throw the ball, but their safety wasn't 8 yards off the line of scrimmage that time. They're highly up there ready to play the run.
They played it that way in several of the games we've watched. East tried to change defense, and one of their down linemen did not make it back off. Jerry Thomas. This is the way the Generals drove before, behind the blocking on the right side of Cash Wall and Kurt Lanham, 2 returning regulars at guard and tackle. And also Cash, a returning regular. They take the penalty.
They get an extra down that way.
Yeah.
First down and 5 at the 42. Bill Warnock, 2-year regular, 180-pound center, over the football. Merrill running the option. Eddie Merrill powers it up near the first down at the 47.
Don, that last penalty reminded me back of your playing day. Somebody told me when they substituted for you, they had to call a timeout just to get you off the field.
They'd call a timeout just to get me in the dressing or out of the dressing room. Scared as I usually was. Second down and 1. Eddie Merrill, a tough linebacker, reserve quarterback last year, the leader of the General offense this year. Second and short. East, nearly offsides.
Yeah, they called it.
Encroachment, left tackle, got his head across.
Well, the crowd is into the ball game now.
And there you see the number we've been looking for, Jeff Coles, number 34, coming in. This will be the first offensive play in 3 weeks for Jeff. He's our leading rush, leading scorer with 12, I think 13 touchdowns to be exact on the year. Yardage-wise, he's up there with the rest of them. 107 carries for 788 yards. Coles will line it up at the left setback. Gamely trying to go. Give it to Coles. Jeff Coles, hard running on the bad leg and all. That may be the shot arm of the General offense needed. Jeff wasn't doing too well, gentlemen, yesterday in practice or throughout the week. Actually didn't get too many reps.
He's not going to make it.
They wrapped him up and gave him a try, and he's hurt again. A game young man, had a fine season for Stonewall. Injured in the Charleston High School game.
Ripped off a big 7-yard run there, put his head down, actually got hit about 3 yards into the run and lowered his head and knocked a couple people back and made a good effort there.
Injury, if it's a reoccurrence of the same one, is a deep bruise down in the lower calf where it hooks onto the ankle.
Well, it's a game try. That's what he'd give him to give all he had.
Well,
you can't go.
Somebody said they asked him if he was going to play. He said they'll have to carry me off. Tough break for Cap Coles, as they call him. Man of the hats. That left leg just would not hold up. Well, Coles gives him a 6-yard pickup. Stonewall with the football, late third quarter, 3:25 to play, and a 2-point lead there at the 43 of the Huntington East Highlanders. Second down. Give to the second man, Dante Hamilton, the fourth running back in that set for Stonewall. Pardon me, Steve, I just want to make an important point down here at the left of the bench. They're working on number 31.
Yeah, he was hurt a while ago. He got a cramp, I think, Don.
John Jones out of action. So now Stonewall down to Dante Hamilton. John Radcliffe, 84, comes in with the play for Sean Cash, who's also playing hurt. Third down and 4. Generals. Give it off. Hamilton's going to be stopped short at the 41.
That was a big defensive series for Huntington East. They had to have that stop right there.
Stonewall needing desperately to put points on the board because Huntington East has been unstoppable to get within field goal range.
Well, if they get inside the 20 or inside the 25 even, Zeban is dangerous. He can hit from there.
There's a shot of John Jones. We'll see him again, no doubt. Merrill angles it for the sideline. Dropped and covered nicely. I believe Ratcliffe, the center, down on it at the 15. Harmon couldn't find the handle. Robbie Warren, 85, down to cover for Stonewall Jackson.
Well, they have about 85 yards to go here to get in the end zone to take the lead.
Looks like Mash down on the Stonewall bench with Sean Cash now being assisted. Clock under 2 minutes, 150 and turning. Split slot to the left. Zeban, play action fake. They set the screen, have the block.
Nice block.
With the football coming upfield, the setback. Hutchison all the way out to the 30.
Number 56, Gould, leveled a guy out there on the block.
I'll tell you, Hamilton, I bet he's getting up looking for the number of that truck that just ran over him.
It was a nice block, wasn't it?
That's a tough time. He got a long distance area code right there. He's trying to figure out where he comes from.
Highlanders on the move at their own 31. First and 10. Jones back in at the linebacker, covering the wide out.
Draw.
On the counter. Around 8 yards. Brian Hutchison doing some nice running. Robbie Warren and also Dante Hamilton combined to bring him down. 8-yard pickup, East on the move. Excellent play selection by Coach Bob Sangs.
Stonewall doing what they do best. It looks like they're just coming straight at Huntington East and say, stop us.
One thing the East has taken away from the Generals is the option. And they've lived by the veer option all year. Third and 3, a big one. Clock passes the 5-minute mark, 4:50.
His gloves are going from Eddie Merrill's hand, Don. Looks like he's ready to hold on to the ball now.
Motion, Strotter, right side. Long count. Mark Wright has the first down on a second effort backwards. A great move by Mark Wright.
Beautiful effort by Wright that time.
That was a key play, gentlemen.
That's a gut check.
First down for the Generals on the 36.
Dante Hamilton hustles in. Clock turning again. 4.5 minutes in this one, and it's been a dandy. Stonewall put 14 up nearly in the first quarter. Scored on the second play of the second quarter, first play of the second quarter, and have been shut down since. Wright shut down at the 35 for maybe a 1-yard loss. Huntington East wanted the football, but no fumble call. Mark Wright getting up very slowly. He's hurting a bit. Loss of 1, second down and 11. Bob Stang wants a timeout on the field. Going with Jones. Beautiful cut. John Jones. Power running. He's gone. One man. John Jones still on his feet. John Jones, the jumping running junior, all the way down to the 10.
Talk about acceleration. He hit the hole and was gone before the defense even had a chance to react.
You go back to Knoxville and you tell them about John Jones.
Great run.
A beautiful cut at the line of scrimmage to avert the linebackers. And then power running.
Offensive line, too. They came off the ball, and he took a cut back off the backside linebacker and took it off to the races.
Credit Warnock, Holland, Lana, Wall, Brown, and Cash. Timeout Stonewall, 3:41 to play. Generals have it at the 15 of East, leading 14-12.
You hear someone breathing hard, that's me. I'm freezing.
Well, it's getting a little cold on the Huntington East sideline, too. Stonewall is, of course, warming up. The Generals, it's not in the bag yet. They're just inside the 15. 3:41, first down.
Fumble.
Well, that can turn it around real quickly. Don't count your chickens. Eddie Merrill and Warnock missed the exchange. And that could...
Whatever it was, it must have been El Lego because they sure got a good one.
He was wide open. There was nobody even knew he was.
I thought he was I thought the receiver had run the wrong route on him.
No, I saw him after he broke down the sidelines.
Huntington East with nothing to lose. They took a stab at it, and it sure looked good.
Yeah, take your shot. Take your best shot, huh?
Pop Warner play. Goodness gracious, we've seen it all.
We used that play when I was in college to beat Clemson with Stanley Morgan one year. We had to report it to the officials and make sure.
Clock the factor, 58 seconds. East cannot stop it. There's Jones again, pounding inside. Clock will be stopped as I believe it's a first down. Hard played football game.
Yep, sure was.
You have to give credit to Stonewall's defensive unit. They gave up only one touchdown thus far with 50 seconds left.
Well,
they hung tough with East down inside the 20 twice and forced the Highlanders to go with the field goals. And John Jones is down.
Well, that's a big break for the Highlanders. That stops the clock. Of course, they have first and 10 to go.
Play the third quarter, as you saw, the Generals dropped back in zone coverage. Tommy Zapan tried to force it in on the curl. Dante Hamilton comes up with a key interception. Gents take over just across midfield. Jones back in, following Travis Brown, having a little trouble with the footing there.
Number 31, John Jones.
First that Huntington East defense, they moved Lowry down the line of scrimmage very well. Kept Stonewall from turning the corner.
Andy Boyd on the stop.
Ron, I just wonder on that pitch with that offside end staying home. You could always come back on him with the reverse.
Second down.
Jones gets maybe a 2-yard pickup, second down and 8. Dante Hamilton flitting way back at safety.
Oh, nice.
Big lick put on out there by Eddie Merrill.
He'll get up. He'll get up.
He whammed the wide receiver. Ron, have you seen many quarterbacks that'll hit like that?
Great lick. It's a time when a wide wide receiver's first coming across the middle, he's got to be expected to get hit like that. He's looking back to the football. If Stonewall's going to come out in this game, that's the kind of looks that need to come from their secondary.
If you'll notice the general defense, Witten is laying way back. 3 wideouts. Split right and left and a slot right. X pattern. They hit the man out of the backfield. He hangs on. And Dante Hamilton brings down number 31, Sean Hughes, sophomore tailback. Holds him to a 2-yard gain.
Stonewall's starting to react now to the transformation before we getting hit with earlier. Dante Hamilton really reacted fast to the back on the flat and dropped him for on the last 3-yard gain.
Well, it's on the Stonewall defense. Cash still on the sidelines with that tendonitis. Robbie Warren and Hines at the end. Straight drop. Zaban looking, has running room, flips it across the middle, incomplete for Strode. Big rush by Garrett Wilson, the tank, number 77. Put the delivery sack on Zaban.
The tank.
5'9", 225.
Well, I tell you one thing, he had the man open. He was coming across the middle, and I think the receiver, in all due respect, heard footsteps that time.
Well, the man had the safety valve over here in the flat, too, and he realized he wouldn't have got the first down, and he tried to go once through the way all across the middle too often. That receiver started looking for who was going to hit him instead of catching the football.
Huntington East will kick it away. Nethercutt booms it out. Low kick.
Nice kick.
Drives Mark Wright back to his 35. Coming to the near side. And ridden out of bounds at around the 39. Field very slippery and icy.
It is good acrobatic move for him coming out of bounds to jump the bench.
Mark's a fine athlete. Pretty good baseball pitcher. Excellent basketball player.
I would have plowed through that bench. I'd still be going right up through the
I'd be missing a couple of teeth probably.
Time's still not much of a factor. 9:44 in the football game. Stonewall has got to get something on the board. Split slot to the right. Divide set. Jones and Wright. Give it all. Merrill keeps it. Eddie Merrill plows it upfield. Beautiful fake by John Jones. Merrill out to the 48.
Froze the defensive end for Huntington East, stepped up to make the tackle on the dive man and really didn't know what to do once Merrill took the ball. He found a hole right off tackle and made a good game.
Well, anytime that you're in a situation like that, we're playing a veered team like that, I always bring my ends tough, where there's no decision to be made on that.
This time, Stonewall has Witten and Hamilton out wide to the right. They go to the weak side. Mark Wright going to be short of the first down possibly. It's very close as he crosses midfield. Takes a hard shot.
He got hit pretty good.
Orndorff puts a lick on Mark.